What's up guys, Rev the Redline here. Long time no talk, it's been several months. For those who don't know, I was recently in a really bad motorcycle accident several months ago. And I am back, as you can see, on my baby. Feels really good. I wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with me and kind of tell you what happened through those several months while I was disabled. But anyways, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my buddies Ninja Tom and Stealth Rider. It's pretty cool that they gave me a shout out in their vlogs, showing a little concern for my accident that happened. So way cool. If you guys get a chance, be sure to go check them out and subscribe. So where to start? So I've been meaning to do a vlog for quite a while, but everything kept coming up. So I was disabled. Recovery took me about 4 months. Been back to work for about a month now, and I was about to do a vlog, and then I ended up getting really sick, and I actually lost my voice for 2 weeks. So that was a little hard to make a vlog after that. But yeah, and you know, the disability part was pretty boring. A lot of sitting around just watching movies and stuff. But yeah, I got my bike back just recently. First got it back from the shop, and there was some more problems with it, so I had to take it back and had it with them for another couple weeks, and then got it back again. And that's something I wanted to talk about today, to give those of you who have not wrecked your bike, and who, if you do, give you some advice on the body shop that you take it to. So I'm not going to call out the body shop. I don't want to play that game, but I do want to tell you about my experience, and maybe you guys can learn from it in the future. So the number one thing I would say is, if you wreck your bike and you do not want it totaled, and you get that first estimate on the damage that it will, you know, the cost it's going to be to fix it, make sure you break down that estimate and make sure they're including things that you know that are broke on the bike. So for example, that is always good. So for example, I got the estimate back, and my accident was really severe. My bike ended up somersaulting about 3 or 4 times, and it was definitely heavily damaged. And oh, so good. But anyways, yeah, it was definitely heavily damaged, and the estimate came out to about $5,100. Now my insurance company is going to total the bike if it was, you know, pretty much anything over that amount. So they barely were able to save it. And I had a little bit of mixed opinions on this. And I will say really quick, just a little change of subject here. We just had a really heavy rain for California anyways. And for those of you who are in the Southern California area who got hit with this rain, I definitely suggest being very careful about potholes, because those can be a really evil enemy for us riders. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So the insurance company would have totaled my bike at, you know, $5,200, and they said they could supposedly fix it for $5,100. You know, I was a little disappointed that it didn't get totaled, because I'm going, okay, this bike was in such a severe accident. I don't, you know, I think I'd rather take the paycheck and go buy a new bike. However, I do love my bike, and there's not too many other bikes I could say I want more than this current bike. But I just accepted it as that and said, okay, well, they're gonna fix it, bummer, but whatever, I'll have a brand new, everything fixed bike. Well, about a month into it, I got a little bored, and I started looking at the original estimate they gave me, and I noticed that it was missing a new rim. And And I remember my buddy showing me a picture of a bent rim on it. So I said, okay, that's a little weird. And also a scratched swing arm, but we'll just stick with the rim for now. So I call up the body shop and I said, hey, I noticed you guys missed the rim on there. And they said, no, your rims are fine. And I said, look, dude, I know for a fact the rims were bent because, or the back rim was bent because my buddy showed me a picture of it. And he said, nope, your rims are fine. Well, long story short, I show up and he said, oh, well, yeah, you're right. The back rim is bent. I must have overlooked it. And then there was quite a few other things overlooked. Turned out my front rim was bent. So to cut this story short, like I said, it turned out my bike ended up costing over $8,000 to fix, which means from the get-go it would have been automatically totaled, but instead the insurance company had to pay a lot of money to get it fixed. They were going to pay me out about, I think, $7,500 for my bike, which would have been nice because I paid less than that. And instead they ended up paying over $8,000 for the bike. So suggestion I have, or recommendation I would say, is if you guys ever wreck your bike, make sure you break down that estimate they show you, because basically the body shop ended up getting the job. So they got this huge job of a whole bunch of work they had to do, and then I'm stuck with the same bike. A lot of gravel down here, got to be careful. But I'm stuck with the same bike, and I could have, if I would have noticed that original estimate, I would have had a brand new bike. So lesson learned. I will say some good that comes out of it is my bike is in better shape than it was before my accident, so that's definitely pretty cool. There's some things that are fixed on it now that weren't before, so you know, I'll take that. And they even did a modification, something I really didn't like on the, I think it's the 2008 to the 2012 models of the CBRs 600s. They have that ugly ass engine cover on it, which I can't stand, because I don't understand why you would hide one of the sexiest parts of the bike, which would be the engine. So anyways, I had them do a mod and put the lower fairing of a 2007 CBR on it, so now my engine shows, and I think it's a huge improvement personally. But yeah, that was my little update I wanted to give you guys on my service shop experience. And let's see what else. So besides that, it feels great to be back on my bike. I will say, like I said in my previous vlog, being in that severe of an accident can be, you know, a pretty emotional experience. Never been that close to death in my life, and so, you know, my first ride back was about a month ago, and a whole bunch of buddies did a reunion ride for me, and about 40 riders went out, and I will say that that ride was a little intimidating, but it also felt really good. And now being back on, it's right back to that same feeling of, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't explain it, but it's just a feeling like no other. I do have a girlfriend now, so that takes up some of my time, and she's not overly thrilled on the motorcycle because of my accident, and it concerns her. However, I did tell her that I want her to go on a ride with me, and I think she will feel that exact same feeling that I talk about. So we'll see how that goes. I also want to thank everybody for their support. Way cool of you guys. I got a lot of nice comments from everybody concerned about my accident, and like I said, just overall extremely thankful to be alive. But anyways, you guys, thanks for listening. Have any questions or comments, please post them on the page, and great to talk to you guys again, and until next time.